Why fans still root for Alden and Maine after all these years? In the world of entertainment, fame comes and goes. New stars rise, trends change, and audiences' attention shifts faster than ever. Yet, even after years have passed, there are certain names that refuse to fade from the hearts of fans. Alden Richards and Maine Mendoza, the iconic AlDub, are two of those names. From the first time they shared a playful glance on Kalyeserye on Eat Bulaga, something magical happened. What began as a casual, unscripted interaction blossomed into a phenomenon. Families waited by their televisions, social media buzzed with excitement, and millions were drawn to the authenticity of their connection. They weren't just actors performing for a show, they were two people whose chemistry felt real, spontaneous, and extraordinary. Fans rooted for Alden and Maine not just because of the Kilig moments, but because they felt a deeper connection. There was sincerity in their laughter, warmth in their smiles, and honesty in the way they treated each other. Every interaction on screen felt genuine, and fans could see that this wasn't just a scripted love team, it was a bond that transcended the screen. Over the years, as AlDub grew from a playful segment to a cultural movement, the duo gave fans more than entertainment. They gave hope, joy, and memories. The historic Tamang Panahan event, where tens of thousands gathered to celebrate their journey, became a testament to the profound impact they had on people's lives. It was more than a show, it was a shared experience, a moment in time that united people across the country. But time moves forward, and so did Alden and Maine. Projects changed, individual careers flourished, and the love team gradually shifted from constant appearances to cherished memories. Yet the fans' love never faded. In fact, it deepened. They didn't just root for the characters they saw on screen, they rooted for the people behind them. They cheered for Alden's growth as a performer, admired Maine's courage in taking on new challenges, and celebrated their personal achievements, even when they weren't together on screen. What keeps fans rooting for Alden and Maine after all these years is something rare in showbiz: respect. Both stars have always spoken fondly of each other, acknowledging the impact of their shared journey without letting ego or drama overshadow it. They've shown fans that admiration, gratitude, and sincerity can exist even after the cameras stop rolling. Another reason fans continue to root for them is nostalgia. AlDub wasn't just a love team, it was a feeling, a memory of laughter, Kilig, and excitement. It reminds people of a time when they felt pure joy, unburdened by the complications of everyday life. Those moments are timeless, and fans carry them in their hearts, returning to clips, posts, and memories again and again. Fans also root for Alden and Maine because their story is still unfolding. While AlDub may not dominate television as it once did, both stars continue to grow individually, and fans eagerly follow every step. The journey isn't over. Every project, every appearance, every interaction is a new chance for fans to connect, celebrate, and imagine the magic they created together. And perhaps most importantly, fans root for them because their story reminds us that some connections are rare and genuine. It wasn't just the chemistry or the viral moments, it was the authenticity that made people believe in the beauty of human connection. They rooted for Alden and Maine because, in a world full of fleeting trends, there was something real, something lasting, something that felt like home. Years may pass and the spotlight may shift, but the hearts of fans remain loyal. They continue to root for Alden and Maine, not because they need them to relive the past, but because their journey, their growth, and their bond inspire hope, joy, and nostalgia. AlDub isn't just a memory, it's a living story, quietly evolving, waiting for every new chapter that life will bring. And so, fans continue to cheer, to share memories, and to celebrate the magic of Alden and Maine, because some stories never truly end. They simply grow, live on in our hearts, and leave room for the next magical moment to come. Even after all these years, there's a certain magic in seeing Alden and Maine, whether together or apart. Fans find themselves drawn not just to what they do on screen, but to who they are off-screen. Alden's dedication, humility, and warmth continue to shine in every project he takes on, while Maine's authenticity, humor, and quiet confidence remind fans why they first fell in love with her presence. It's a combination of talent and character that keeps hearts loyal and admiration alive. One of the most beautiful aspects of being a fan of Alden and Maine is the sense of shared history. Their story became intertwined with the lives of millions. The first time a father watched his kids laugh at their antics, the friends who bonded over social media discussions, the moments of pure Kilig that brought families together. These weren't just fans cheering for a love team, they were part of a collective experience, a community that grew with them. And that sense of belonging has endured long after the peak of AlDub. Even as Alden and Maine pursue separate paths, fans continue to root for them because they see the respect and care that still exists between the two. Their bond hasn't needed constant validation. It exists quietly in interviews, in shared memories, and in the admiration they express for each other's work. That authenticity is rare in showbiz and serves as a gentle reminder that meaningful connections can endure even without the constant spotlight. Another reason fans remain loyal is the timelessness of the emotions AlDub created. Kilig, laughter, excitement, joy, these aren't bound by time. Watching a clip from years ago can still make hearts flutter, and sharing those moments with friends or online communities keeps the magic alive. In many ways, Alden and Maine gave fans more than entertainment. They gave them memories that last a lifetime. And then there's hope. Hope that one day there might be a reunion, a collaboration, or even just a shared moment that sparks the magic again. Fans continue to root for them because life is unpredictable, and in the world of AlDub, anything feels possible. The love team may have evolved, but the feelings they evoked remain as strong as ever. Perhaps the most touching reason fans still root for Alden and Maine is that they represent something rare. A story that feels genuine in a world often driven by spectacle. Their connection wasn't manufactured for clicks or headlines, it grew naturally, and it allowed people to believe in something authentic. Fans root for them because their story reminds us all that genuine connections, laughter, and shared joy are worth cherishing, no matter how fleeting or quiet they may seem. And so, after all these years, the cheering hasn't stopped. Fans continue to follow, celebrate, and imagine the journey ahead. Because Alden and Maine's story isn't just a chapter in television history, it's a living memory, an evolving narrative, and a source of inspiration that continues to grow. Somewhere between the nostalgia of the past and the promise of the future, Alden and Maine remain a beacon of joy, authenticity, and hope. Fans keep rooting for them not because the story is over, but because it's far from finished. The journey continues quietly, beautifully, and patiently, waiting for the moments yet to come, the smiles yet to be shared, and the memories yet to be made. After all, in the hearts of the fans who believed in them from the very start, the story of Alden and Maine never truly ends. It simply grows, blooms, and waits for the next chapter to unfold. And so, the reason fans still root for Alden and Maine after all these years is simple. It's love in its purest form. Not romantic love, not fleeting infatuation, but the love that comes from admiration, respect, and a connection that transcends time. They've given fans joy, laughter, and memories that linger. Moments that continue to inspire smiles long after the cameras stopped rolling. Even as both stars pursue their individual dreams, the magic of AlDub remains alive in every heart that once cheered for them. Every throwback clip, every shared memory, every conversation about the duo keeps their story vibrant. Fans don't just celebrate the moments they shared on screen, they celebrate the bond, the journey, and the authenticity that made Alden and Maine more than just a love team. They became icons, friends, and a source of hope and happiness for millions. The beauty of it all is that the story isn't over. It lives quietly in the background of their lives and in the hearts of fans. Every new achievement, every role, every personal milestone adds another layer to the narrative that began with laughter, Kilig, and heartfelt sincerity. And for those who have followed them from the very beginning, that's the joy of being a fan. The knowledge that while the past was magical, the future still holds endless possibilities. Alden and Maine remind us that some connections don't fade with time. They remind us that the memories we cherish can continue to bring happiness, even years later. And they remind us that stories built on sincerity, respect, and genuine moments never truly end. So, fans continue to root for them, not just for what they were, but for what they are becoming, and for the magic that may come next. Because in the world of AlDub, every ending is really just the beginning of a new chapter. And that is why, after all these years, the hearts of fans remain faithful, hopeful, and full of love, because the story of Alden and Maine is far from finished. It is a journey that continues, quietly, beautifully, and always with a little room for magic.